What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 5 NHL 22 Calgary Flames Franchise Mode Series. As you guys can see, we're currently 4-1-1 through the preseason. Lindholm's going off there with 13 points in 6 games. So apparently he fits quite well on that second line. You guys can see here we got Huberdeau, Crosby, and Gensel as the new first line, getting a +5. Yamamoto, Lindholm, Teravainen on the second also get the +5. We have Mangiapane, Connor Geekie, Brad Lambert on the third with the +3, with Ruzicka, Phillips, and Suter on the fourth line. So the fourth group looks very good, I think. Defensively, here we got Weegar and Nemec on the top pair, also getting that +5. Anderson, Hanifin, Poirier now in the NHL with Pesce, all getting +2s. Goaltending-wise, we got Markstrom starting and Wolf backing him up. In terms of special teams here, we get +5 on both foremans, +5 on both power plays. That first unit's ridiculous. PK-wise, +5 in the first one, no boost in the second, that's okay. We got a couple young players there in Geekie Lambert on it. On the 3-man PK, it's a 0 and a +1, just our two best centers essentially, with some good defensemen. AHL-wise, I feel like this AHL team is stacked. We got Pelche, Protis, and Cornell on the first line, Kupari, Zeri, Vesalainen, Beck, Lavoie, and Koivu with Schwint, Huckins, and Geekie on the fourth line. Like, that fourth line's so good, but there's just nowhere else for those players to go. Defensively here, we got Solin playing with Kiva Harju, Thompson and Stanley, Ball and Wynot. And goaltending-wise, we got Blankus and Allenfelt as a pretty solid tandem there for the AHL. Both 81s, both still growing. Like, this AHL team should definitely go off again this year. And next year, guys, we'll just check the ratings for this season. If I remember right, our offense is pretty good. So, yeah, we got 97 offense, 93 defense, 87 goaltending. Let's see how we do this year. And we just got a kind of funny trade-off here, guys, from the Sharks. Dylan Strome with a 4th, 6th, and 7th. For a medium top 6 prospect with a 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. That's always been funny to me how like the computers come up with their trade values of all these picks. I'm saying no to that one though. I feel like our forward group's already good enough. So you can see we're almost at the end of December here with a really solid record. Hopefully we can keep it up here. We got about 4 more games to play. Big 9-2 win against Vegas. Beat the Kraken 8-1 to the Kings. So we're currently 24-8-2 at like the Christmas break here with 50 points, which actually puts us first in the division. Hurricanes are above us though with 54. I feel like they're kind of almost, not our rival, but it's kind of funny how many of their old players we have. Huberdeau there has 46 points in 34 games. AHL-wise, Coronado's got 44 and 34, so he's got to make the NHL team next year. AHL team, 57 points. Does have them first in the AHL, so, both teams playing well. Hopefully, they can keep this up. And we should get a pretty big trade up here, guys, from the Washington Capitals. Chandler Stevenson in a 3rd for Curry there, who's a medium elite defensive prospect. I think one of the 2 Americans we drafted with a 2nd-round pick. Stevenson's rating 87 now, 37 points in 54 games, not too bad. Really good defensive stats as well. So he could probably help us out of the PK, honestly, which wouldn't be too bad. Thing is, that's a lot to give up. I feel like immediately defenseman, even with no X factors or whatever, he's probably going to end up being, at least an 85 plus a 2nd. I'm going to say no for now because I think our offense is pretty good. PK, again, could be better, but I feel like it's not terrible, and I'd rather, hold on to some of our good prospects here. If we are going to be competing, we're not going to have high picks, so we got to hold on to those good players. Dang, okay. Curry in a 5th for Strome and Ferraro. What is Ferraro up to here? He is an 84. Okay, so not the best, not the worst. Strome's an 85. Okay, geez. Only making $2.6 million. Maybe we'll circle back to Dylan Strome, although, like I said, I think I'm actually pretty happy with how the forward group's looking. So, at the deadline, guys, we have a record of 39, 16, and 5. 83 points on the year, 1 back to the Hurricanes, 2 back to the Maple Leafs. So we're a top 3 team, first in our division. Leading scorer there, Huberdeau's got 74 and 60. AHL-wise, Pelche's got 73 and 62. Like to see him going off. And the AHL team has 103 points at the deadline. The AHL team is just on another level. If they get knocked out first round again, I'm going to be so annoyed. So we'll get to the deadline here, guys. Clearly, we're buyers. Thing is, I'm not really sure what we need most. I feel like, oh my god, Connor McDavid is on the trade block. Are you kidding me? Oilers mustn't think they're getting him back. Although Draisaitl was on the trade block and then they re-signed him. Brock Besser there, 90 overall. Look at the trade value difference. Provorov, Dylan Larkin. Like I said last episode, he really messed up signing with the Capitals instead of us. Tom Wilson there. Saros, 89 overall. 2 years left at 5.2. Okay, maybe we can make a trade for Saros instead of Markstrom because he is higher rated. I think he also is younger. Jake Ottinger is even younger than Saros. Values are about the same. And same rating. Oh, wow. Okay. Thatcher Demko. Jeez. Lekermacki unsigned there by the Wild. Tyler Seguin. A lot of very good players. I'm surprised how many good goalies are available as well. So, I guess before we trade for a goalie, we definitely should check Markstrom's stats here to see how he's done for us this season. He's down to his 86, though. .902 to 2.83. Not bad, not amazing. 1 year left at $6 million. Okay. Dustin Wolf, of course, is our backup. Better stats there, but usually the backups do, just for whatever reason. And right now I'm just checking to see if McDavid has an extension. He does not, so he could go to free agency. Edmonton also has Nurse, Nuge, Hyman, Pavelski on the block. What's their record? They're actually slightly above 500, but looks like we're currently winning that Battle of Alberta. Honestly, I wouldn't mind maybe making a trade for Ottinger. Like, the dude's 89 overall, I believe. Only 27, so he's done growing, but he's still quite young. $9 million, I don't think it would cost that much to keep him. Especially, I don't know. Stats right now aren't that great, but the Dallas Stars, they're a seller, so bad team in front of them. Obviously, I feel like our goalie of the future is this Christie guy who's high elite. And I did want to keep Markstrom potentially throughout this whole franchise to maybe break some of Kiprusoff's records, but the dude's 36. I don't see him playing, very well when he's like 38, 39. So maybe we trade Markstrom with, where's the medium elite? With Peters for Ottinger. The value's on our side. I feel like we could actually maybe even get something back here. And again, higher rated goalie, younger goalie. And to be honest, guys, I find that Ottinger usually does really well in the sim. I think these stats are kind of indicative of Dallas not having a good team. The year before there, you can see a bit better save percentage. The year before that, though, not that great. But like I said, I've seen Ottinger do very, very well. And look at that, guys. This is why we traded Brent Burns. At 40 years old, he's now at 76. He still has 43 points on the year, though. Or sorry, that's playing in the AHL. So I'm going to try and get back a second with Ottinger from Markstrom and Peters. We don't really need Peters. Start from here. Trade rejected. Okay. Maybe give us, I don't know. Maybe give us these 2 4th-rounders with Ottinger for Markstrom and Peters. Still rejected. Just the 1 4th. Okay, just give us Ottinger. Okay, there you go. So a big trade there. Upgrade our goalie position. Connor McDavid would be awesome to trade for. I don't know if I can make it happen, though. Also, too, guys, I saw a bunch of you commenting how I need to get Cale Makar as he's from Calgary. Thing is, he's got max trade value there. So we'll probably have to wait at least till like season 10, or maybe that's gone down a bit. And honestly, guys, looking at how much it would cost us to trade for Connor McDavid, I feel like it makes a lot more sense to just hold off and see if maybe he goes to free agency. If he does, then we definitely have to make a play, because that'd be pretty funny if we sign him out of free agency. Like, Oilers fans, they would absolutely hate that. I'd feel bad. Also, too, guys, looking around, if you watched my NHL 23 wishlist video yesterday, what is Minnesota Wild AIGM doing here? Lekker-Mackey's up to high elite potential, 87 overall at 21 years old, and they let him sit out the entire year. Like, I don't get that. They're prioritizing, other guys that just should not be prioritized. Like, a Chernik there at 4.4, Orlov 4.9, Atkinson. Like, get your young stars signed. Don't worry about the veterans. McDonough there, almost 7 mil. Alright, guys, so the trade deadline's now complete. I was looking all around trying to make another trade happen, but honestly, nothing seemed worth it to me, just the goalie trade. So I'm fine with that. Sometimes less is more. Max Jones there going to Philly, Atkinson to Boston, Roslovich to New Jersey, Fowler there to the Coyotes, Konechny to the Bruins, Lysell there to the Predators, okay, Pavelski to the Canucks. What else do we have here? Ferraro to the Leafs, first round pick they got back in return with a 3rd. The Ducks got a 1st and a 3rd for Donato, a 3rd, and a couple others. Interesting. Of course, our trade there for Ottinger. Connor Garland goes back to the Coyotes. Okay, Matt Duchene with Lozon to Buffalo. The Jets get Philip Deneau. Kings get Morrissey. It's a pretty good hockey trade. Gurianov there to the Kraken. Detroit gets Dylan Strome. And the Sharks got a 1st-round pick for him and a prospect. Not too bad. So, hopefully, Adam Henrique here. 1 year left, 1.73, 81 overall. Not too bad. 87 D awareness. Dang, I actually wouldn't mind him on the 4th line at all. Okay, I'm going to claim Adam Henrique there. Alright, guys, so somehow the salary cap is glitching again. I've got $2.6 million in cap space. I go to call up Adam Henrique, and it doesn't let me. Like, I don't understand. Now, the good news is, remember someone telling me once the playoffs start, I can call him up because this cap space doesn't matter, but sucks we don't have him for the rest of the season. And after that trade, guys, obviously no changes to the lines apart from Jake Ottinger now being our starting goalie. But again, if you watched my NHL 23 wishlist video, I still had to go through and re-edit all the NHL lines, even the AHL lines, even though we didn't trade AHL players. So that's why I mentioned that being super annoying. But we'll send the rest of the season here, guys. Hopefully, Ottinger can, lead us to a President's Trophy, maybe. Let's see what happens. Alright, guys, for nothing this season here with a record of 53, 21, and 8. I would say that's a pretty good year. 114 points on the season. Hurricanes 119. So we finished 1st in the West, 2nd in the league. AHL team 62, 13, and 7. 131 points. I think they also had 130 last year. So, like I said, I swear if they're a 1st-round exit, I'm going to be so mad. Huberdeau there, 94 points on the year. Pelche also 94. Okay, so pretty cool. Both playmaking wingers. I don't know, maybe Pelche will end up being as good as Huberdeau. We can hope. Both play in the QMJHL. Next year, guys, you can see Gensel there, second leading scorer with 89. Crosby was still a point per game at 38. If he takes a pay cut, we can bring him back. Otherwise, I think we're going to lose him. Lindholm, 72, not bad on the second line. Yamamoto, 69, nice. Teravainen and Mangiapane in the high 50s. Connor Geekie there, almost 50 points in his rookie season. Uyghur, 44. Lambert, 43 for a third liner isn't too bad. Hanifin, 41. Nemec, 35. I'd like to see scoring a bit more. But honestly, his offensive stats there are pretty average. The rest of the guys honestly did about as you'd expect. So goalies here, Ottinger, wow, below 900 and a 3.16. Not what I was looking for, I'm not going to lie. Let me see, full career stats here. With us, wow, he had a worse save percentage than Dallas. Better goals against, obviously a much better record. I don't understand. If he goes off in the playoffs, I'll forgive him. Otherwise, I don't know. AHL team here, so behind Pelche, Coronado at 91. Again, I really want to get these two guys back in the NHL. It's just there's really just not much room on the NHL roster. Vesseline basically was a point per game. Zeri 69, nice. Protis 65. Morgan Geekie 62, playing fourth line and I think first power play, so kind of funny. Kupari had almost 60 there. Schwint was a 50-point player. Kiva Harju had 50 points this year. I feel like he probably pushes in for an NHL spot next season, so do we trade Poirier? I'm not really sure. We got some, obviously, decisions to make. Blomqvist there played a bit more games. Less save percentage than Allenfeld, who had 6 shutouts. And he also had a lower goal against. Like I was mentioning, the AHL goalie tandem is very, very strong. The entire league here, guys. Sebastian Aho, Svechnikov, both 128. Pat Shreddy, 114. So that's definitely just their top line. Kucherov, McKinnon, Kane, Goudreau. Goudreau keeps killing it. That's so funny to me. Matthews, Robertson, all those guys, 100 plus. Kent Johnson, Ehlers, Patrick Laine, geez, Scheifele there. Let's check goals here. Kucherov, 70 goals. That's ridiculous, honestly. Kel McCarr there, 88 points, first in the NHL. So goalie stats here, save percentage for starters going to be Joel Hofer. Okay, wow, .913. Goals against is also going to be Hofer there with a 2.82. Now, rookie skaters, you never know. Could be Connor Geekie. No, Michael Misa, that makes sense on the Red Wings there. Wow, only 80 overall, still put up 61 points. Geekie, though, did finish 6th in rookie scoring, which honestly, I would say is pretty solid. Rodion Amirov just broke in the NHL there at 25 as an 82, so kind of weird. I feel like he should have been in a lot sooner. As I mentioned to you guys, you already know, first in the West, second in the NHL, though, behind the Hurricanes. You got 6 teams there with 100 plus. Let's see, playoff teams. Florida kind of gets screwed. Arizona gets in as the 20th seed. Come on. I think last year they actually, did they like win the Stanley Cup? I think I totally forgot to check, but they did really well. Predators there, last in the NHL, 66 points. Goals for here. Hurricanes are first. Goals against, let's see. Hurricanes are also first. We only had 1 more goal against. I wonder what happens if you have the lowest goals against on the team, but you trade your starting goalie. Does like the backup get the award? Does the new starter get the award? I feel like that's probably never happened, so something I'd definitely be curious to find out about. But anyway, guys, we're getting to the playoffs now. First round here should be Arizona. Yeah, okay. So they're the 20th best team in the NHL. Like, we really should beat them. See how their team's looking. Taylor Hall, I saw now in the Ducks. They got Slafkovsky there. Real life first overall pick. 91 at 22. Playing him with Wenberg and Garland. Gunther there. Hosang. Wow, I've never really seen anyone play on second line center, but very cool. And Quentin Musty. Clayton Keller on the third line. Barbashev at Toronto. Comfort. 87 Hayden fourth line. And 85 Paling. This fourth line is better than the third easily. I'm not really sure what the coach is doing there with some of the choices. Defensively, Samurakov, Klingberg on the Coyotes now. Soderstrom, Fowler, we saw the trade. Mintikov, Timmins, goaltending. They have an 86 Jari, 85 Anderson. The team isn't bad at all. I'm not sure how they got 20th in the NHL. Maybe they, started stocking up with the deadline. They brought back Connor Garland as well. So we'll see here, guys. First 2 games at home. Come on. Wow. Oh my God. Is this team cursed? We've technically won 2 cups in 1 season and now can't get out of the first round. We're headed to the desert. Please. Please, please. Okay, we get 1 win. We scrape by a 2-1 win. This is insane. We need to come home now, win 1 more, force a Game 6, and then a Game 7. And we can't do it. We win Game 5, but Game 6, lose 4-3. We lose to the 20th seed as the 2 seed. I don't understand. AHL team, luckily, sweeps the Henderson Silver Knights. So, We got something going for us. Ontario Reign there. Just won the first 2 games at home. Lose 1. Oh my gosh, could we actually lose this? No, we beat the Ontario Reign there in 6 games. Grand Rapids Griffins now in the conference final. Let's see what happens. We're up 3-1 right now. Oh wow, okay, they forced game 6. Forced game 7. Oh my god. Wow. We were up 3-0 and they reverse swept us. Are you kidding me? Wow, so don't make the Calgary Cup final with an amazing AHL team after getting reverse swept. I think that might hurt more, honestly, than a first round exit for the best team in the West. But what are we supposed to do, guys? Like, best AHL team, second best NHL team, and that's how the playoffs go for us. Huberdeau there at 10 points in 6 games. Check the rest of the playoff stats here. I'm curious to see, of course, Onger's stats. Gensel also at 10-6. Crosby at 9-6. Let's see. These guys could have, helped up a bit more. Let's see here. I mean, Andre wasn't terrible. He wasn't amazing, but he also wasn't terrible. The team in front of him, I think, definitely could have played better. Now, the draft results are in, guys. Nashville, they're picking first overall. Seattle picking 2 and 3. Their pick jumps from 6 to 2. They have the Canucks pick, which fell from 2 to 3. So that's pretty nuts. Maybe they'll get, the next Sedin twins there with those picks. As you guys can see, sort of the saving grace, I guess, on the playoff knockout is the fact that Coyotes actually wanted to win the Stanley Cup. And again, as the 20th seed, I feel like, has a 20th seed ever won the Cup? I know the Montreal Canadiens, the year they made the Cup final against Tampa, I believe they were like the 20th seed because they were the worst team in the play-in, but they did not win it. So the Coyotes there might have made history. That's crazy. Honestly, that's just crazy. So playoff tree after beating us in 6. They beat the Ducks there in 7, Stars in 6, and then beat the Blue Jackets in 5. That might be like the least viewed Stanley Cup final ever, Arizona versus Columbus. It hurts to say, but I think it's the truth. I thought Arizona did well last year, but they didn't win the Cup. It was the Maple Leafs. Okay, I was right. They did win the President's Trophy the year before. Obviously, there you guys know the team awards. So, individual, Sebastian Aho, Art Ross. Svechnikov, though, got the Hart Trophy. Makar, James Norris, Pacioretty, Lady Bing, that first line for Hurricanes, all got an award. Geeky there got the Calder. Oh my god, I thought 6th in scoring, no way. He must have had a very good plus-minus. We'll go check it out. Clayton Keller, Conn Smythe playing third line. Joel Hofer there got the Vezina. He had the best stats. Hellebuck, though, of course, got the William and Jennings. Matche there, Bill Master with the Preds. Dallas coach Jack Adams. Hischier, Selke. Svechnikov, Ted Lindsay. Kucherov, Maurice Richard. In terms of the AHL team, guys, Calder Cup there went to the Bridgeport Islanders. We, of course, won the regular season, though. Kachuk there, most points. Or is it Kachuk and it just spelled different? I think it might be Kachuk. Pelche here, though, got MVP. That's pretty sick. Stafford there, most goals. Keeping, best rookie. Drew Doughty, best D-man of the AHL. Lindbaum there, best goalie. Atu Ratu, MVP of the playoffs. Okay, maybe it'll turn out well. Pelche also got sportsmanship. Must have had very low goals against. Tevz there had community involvement. And then Blomqvist, actually, lowest goals against, shared with Allenfeld. So pretty cool to see that. I do want to check Pelche's penalty minutes. Okay, yeah, so 14 penalty minutes with 94 points. I would say that's, deserving of the Sportsmanship Award. And then looking at Connor Geeky here, guys, I see that he had plus 28. So that's a pretty good plus-minus. And I think Michael Misa had 61 points. So I guess they think that that really good plus-minus is better than, 14 more points with the worst plus-minus. I don't know if I agree, but the fact Connor Geeky won the Calder, I think, is very cool. I feel like we needed some good news after getting knocked out in the first round by the 20th seed. So I did some Googling, guys, and it says the lowest seed to ever win the Stanley Cup was actually the 2012 LA Kings, who were the 8th seed. Thing is, I want to know where they are in the entire NHL, and it turns out they were still ranked 13th in the entire league, so I feel like the Coyotes at 20, that's got to be a record. Like, no way any other team's done that. So, pretty cool, I guess. We got to be part of NHL history. I'm still so salty about it. But looking at retired players here, guys, Nick Backstrom calls it a career with the Ottawa Senators. Pavelski there with the Canucks. Giroux also retires with the Sens. Jonathan Tace on the Kraken. Kessel, Ochi, Couture, Jordan Stahl, Hornqvist there, Eberle. You'll notice that, Crosby did not retire, so we do have the option to bring him back. Jeff Petrie, Ryan McDonough, Vlasic finally calls it a career. I'll take a look at goalies here. Marc-Andre Fleury hangs it up after just under 1,100 games played. Halak, Elliott, Talbot, Bernier. Alright guys, so we're now at the draft here. We're going to take a look at the draft class, see what's available. So just 5 regular medium elites. Doesn't look to be any, twins or brothers there for the Kraken to draft 2 and 3, unfortunately. Taking a look at gems here, we got 2. Another high elite goalie, 92. So that is like a late 3rd round pick, I believe. We got to go after him. Our goalie scouts are crushing it. Come on. Plus the U.S. scout again, because that's where that guy is from. Potential-wise, it does not look like we have any other guaranteed medium elites other than him, though. You got some that, could be, but these usually aren't. But our scouts did find this Cademan Peckham prospect who's Hungarian, guaranteed medium top 6, in the 4th round. That's nice. Now, as I mentioned before, guys, my original plan for this offseason was to let Crosby go to re-sign Nemec, but honestly, I've been thinking about it. We've got Yamamoto, who's an 88, making $4.5 million. We got Mangiapane, 85, making 4.5. And he put up 57 points this year on the 3rd line, only 12.5 minutes of ice time. Teravainen dropped in rating for whatever reason after having over a point per game. He had 58 points on the 2nd line, a lot of power play time. He's making a lot of money at $7 million. I'm thinking about maybe trying to trade him here for like a late 1st round pick, as I feel like keeping Crosby matters more than keeping Teravainen, especially since we have less center depth. And now next year, guys, I'm trying to make a blockbuster trade with the Red Wings for the 7th overall pick, which Yzerman has on the block. I'm also taking back Sherratt, Howden, and Gamble there just for the salary. Don't plan on re-signing any of them. And Teravainen here, it's kind of funny. I actually have to retain $250,000 on just for the trade to go through, but honestly, it's almost irrelevant how low that is. If we can move from 27 to 7, I want to then flip 7 to get a top 5 pick. We'll see what the Red Wings say to this. Trades accepted. Let's go. I actually wanted to show you guys. I don't feel too bad because Michael Misa, 1st overall picks, now 85 overall with medium franchise. So he went from high elite to franchise, and he went to an 85 after just his rookie season. I feel like after the summer, he'll actually probably be like a high 80. And I mean, look at that. They still have Raymond, Sider, Evanson, Berger, and Bertuzzi. Even Kadri I see there. Like, they're going to be fine. And so next year, guys, we're trying to trade the San Jose Sharks to move up 2 spots in the draft. I'm giving them 7th overall and a 2nd to go up to the 5th. I feel like this is pretty fair value. Sharks rejected, though. Oh my gosh, they're playing hardball. I feel like, wow, I need the picks this year because there's some guys I want. Let's do a 3rd and a 6th. This is a lot, but we know we're going up from medium top 6 to medium elite. They do say yes. Now, I'm really hoping the guy I want is still here at pick 5. Okay, I think he is, because Chevrolet here is a sniper, but I believe his similar playstyle is Joe Nieuwendyk. You can see he's pretty good, 81 medium elite. He's actually just as good as 1st overall, so well done there by the Islanders. But this is the guy I actually wanted, Bernard Bluin, similar playstyle, Teemu Selanne. So I'm hoping this guy's nasty. 81 medium elite. Wow. So yeah, same, just as good as the 1st overall pick. The Kraken actually completely botched this. 279s at 2 and 3. They could have had 281s. Let's take a look here. Oh my gosh, look at all those X factors. Look at the shot on him. What a trade. Alright guys, well, next year I'm trying to trade the Florida Panthers, offering up our 2nd round pick this year, because there's really no one I want at the 59 spot, with a 4th to move up slightly in the 4th to make sure we get the medium top 4 defenseman. I also want the 80th pick there to get the goalie. Trying to get back a 3rd round pick next year as well. Basically, just add some draft capital, see what they say. Trade is rejected. I feel like pretty fair ask from us, but that's fine. We'll also get back a 4th next year, so essentially we're picking up a 4th to drop back around. They say yes. Now, we should really get those guys I already, kind of scouted. We know they're going to be good. So, at pick number 80 here, guys, in the 3rd round, this is going to be an easy one. We're not going to miss out on him. It's the high elite goalie. Taking him a little early, 12 picks early, but that's all right. Glenn LaRose there, 60 overall already, high elite goalie, no X factors, but what a pick there in the 3rd. Now, this next one here, pick 112. We get to take the guaranteed medium top 4 defenseman, or sorry, the guaranteed medium top 6 forward in Peckham here. Let's see, 51 overall, so kind of low rated, but still great potential. Now, next year, guys, we should take a chance on Douglas. Could be medium elite, probably isn't. Wow. Wow, 64 overall medium top 4 defenseman in the 5th round. What a pick. Still another 5th round pick here. I think I'm going to take this Antilla guy. Also, could be medium elite. And medium top 9, 58 overall. That's not too bad still for the 5th. I think this might be our last pick now. In the 7th, Markstrom, defenseman there, could be medium elite. Let's take him. And he's a 7th D, but again, for the 7th round, not too bad. Obviously, very happy with how that draft went. Like, we got the 5th overall pick. Cannot be upset. And we're not the re-sign phase here, guys, with $20.5 million in cap space after trading away Teravainen. Hopefully that's enough to get everyone under contract. Nemec there doesn't want an extension, apparently, but 88 overall, wants 7.5 for 6 years. Honestly, I think that's a very fair ask. Less than I was expecting, probably because not a huge point producer. So we'll see if he does 7 by 6. Crosby, I feel like we've got to bring back. He's playing too well with Gensel. You want 6.8. Let's try 6.5. That should get it done. After that, Brad Lambert. This is an interesting one. $3 million for 2 years on a bridge deal. I think that's quite fair. We could even get him for, oh my gosh. Let's go for a bigger bridge. Let's try I don't know, 3.35 or 5. See what he says. Rasmus Anderson here needs a new contract. I actually didn't even realize that. He wants almost $5 million. Maybe it's time to call up Kiva Harju, have him and Poirier in the NHL. Suter here was making pennies. He wants 2.5. Definitely going to let him go. And now looking at goalies here, depending on what Andre asks, it depends if I sign him. $6 million for 1 year. That's like a prove-it deal. I don't mind that at all. 3 years, it gets pretty expensive at 8.2. 2 years, though, I don't mind. 6.9. Let's try 6.5 for 2. For an 88 overall goalie, I think that's quite fair. And looking at the rest of the forwards, guys, I just realized I totally forgot to call up Adam Henrique, but honestly, I'm going to blame that one on EA. Like, come on, he was stuck in the AHL. It slipped my mind. Now, would having him on the 4th line help us beat the Stanley Cup champs? Probably not, especially since, you know, we lost in 6. Maybe he could have helped us force a Game 7. But as you guys can see, he's got really good defensive awareness. I feel like he could be a decent 4th liner. 1.7 million for him, though. That's a little expensive. What's Gambrel want? He's also 81. He wants 1.6. I feel like we probably have guys to fill those roles. Vesalainen here kind of maxed out at 81 as a 27-year-old. What's he looking for? 900K. Being AHL All-Star, don't mind that. And so like I was saying, I think I'm going to let Henrique and Gambrel both go, especially Henrique I just saw is already 36. But now this guy we just drafted 5th overall, guys, already 81. I feel like, oh man, he's in juniors. I don't know. I think I'm actually going to let him go back to junior because we have Coronado. He doesn't have to be in the NHL right away. He's got a depth forward role. I wouldn't mind him jumping to the NHL next year as like an 85. See if we can have another player win the Calder Trophy. Morgan Geekie there obviously popped off the AHL. 1 year 800K. Honestly, I'll keep him. Like, we got the brother on the team. Will be nice. And so I just sent forward today, guys, and check this out. Anders said yes. Same with Crosby, Geekie. Nemeth rejected. Wants to test free agency. Okay. I think all the prospects probably will. I just gave them exactly what they were looking for. Lambert, though, wants to test free agency. We got $17.5 million left still, so it shouldn't be too hard to get these guys under contract. Lambert, I could just give exactly like what he's looking for. We'll do 3.75 for 5 years. 22, he should, you know, keep getting better. That'll be a good contract. Anderson, I don't know if he'll fit in. He's going to be the last one I do try and resign. Nemeth here. So I guess we'll just give exactly what we want. 7.5 for 6. Got our AHL head coach coming back. And there we go. Nemeth signed. Same with Lambert. So after all that, we still have $8 million in cap space. More than I expected. Could bring back Anderson. We could also bring back a better defenseman for that price. Although I guess like the top pair is kind of set. Nemeth Weegar. Got Hanifin and we got Pesci on the second pair. I believe that actually gives us +3. Poirier and Kiva Harju could be the bottom pair. Maybe we just kind of roll with this $8 million, see who's available in free agency. And I just double check. Anderson wants $5 million there. He's been playing on our bottom pair. That's a lot of money. We still could re-sign him in free agency, but by actually waiting till free agency, we're obviously not locked in. We have more options available to us. All right, guys, so here we go. Moment of truth. Let's see who's available here in free agency. Patrick Laine wants almost $15 million, and honestly, he's been so good so far. I feel like he deserves it. Sonny Milano, there's an 89. Kind of crazy. He's still unsigned right now in real life. So Koski there doesn't have a contract yet. Same with Jaracek. Are you kidding me? Connor McDavid's available. 97 overall McDavid. The Oilers lost him to free agency. Will he sign with the rival? I'm going to go all out here to try and sign him, guys. Like, we absolutely have to. And so you know what, guys? Looking at our team, I think the player to trade is honestly Mangiapane. He's on a really good contract, making $4.5 million for the next 5 years as an 85. But Matt Cornho's contract is just way better, making $950K for the next 7 years. He's an 82. I feel like even third line with some power play time, he'll get up to at least an 84. And again, way cheaper than Mangiapane. So we could trade him. And honestly, we might have to trade somebody else too to make sure we can get McDavid signed. I was thinking if we bank on Kiva Harju growing this summer, which he should, at least to like an 82, he could be second pair with Hanifin. You then play Poirier Stanley on the bottom pair. So maybe we move on from Brett Pesci. We're giving up a lot here to go all in trying to sign McDavid, but I think it would just be so fun if McDavid signed with the Flames. So let's see, where would we trade these guys? I guess we don't have to trade them together necessarily. Now the New York Islanders like Mangiapane. Let's see if they'll give us a first round pick for him. They did just draft, I think, 4th overall last year, so it could be a high first. Trades rejected. I feel like it is quite close though. Let's throw in our 4th, bank on ourselves doing good. I'll try throwing in like this Snyder prospect, 2162, low top 4. They still said no to that, so we'll add the 4th round pick back with it. And there we go. Okay, so Mangiapane for a first. That gives us 11.6 million cap space, which still isn't enough for McDavid. And like I was saying, guys, just kind of looking at who we can trade. It's got to be Pesci, because the forwards, Yamamoto, an 88 overall. Like, that's too good. Crosby want to keep, and he's going to, leave next year and probably use his money for Connor Geekie. Lambert's too young. Everyone else is just too cheap. So, yeah, it's got to be Brett Pesce here. Ottawa Senators interested in him. Let's see if we maybe get a first-round pick here back from the Sens. Looks like pretty equal. I think I would do that 1-for-1. They say yes. Okay, so we're going all out here, banking on getting McDavid. We got 3 firsts now in 2027. We also have a lot of money to spend. Basically, we can't trade away those guys and not get McDavid, so I'm going to offer him more than anybody else. I can't believe, what is this sorted by? Connor McDavid's the highest rated, and he's also the highest potential. Oh, it's the salary expectation. Why is Line asking for more than Connor McDavid? That's a weird one to me. Ottawa's interested. They have less money now after our trade. I'm going to give them $13.5 million. I mean, I feel like that's probably enough. We're overpaying by almost $2 million. Could go 14, but I mean, what's 500K? Should we just go 14 million? It's Connor McDavid. Let's do it. 14 million there. Make sure we get him. That still actually gives us like 1.4 million. Maybe sign like a decent cheap player. Goaltending wise, obviously we're set. Demko's available there. 86 overall. Let's check two ways here. Any medium elites? No. Dawes there, 25.79 isn't too bad. Same with Rodriguez, but our AHL goalies are set. Looking at skaters, Evans here, 24.74. Low elite. I mean, that's actually, he's a bust. 1956 Gallant though. That's pretty good. We'll give him an offer. Olsen here, 23.77. Down to low top 6. He never seems to grow, but I'll give him a chance at least on the AHL team here. And I just started by ratings, guys. Look at all the 80 overall players I want a two-way deal. If we did need a defenseman, Capobianco's a steal there. Usually, they're more expensive. So I'll probably wait. If there's already this many good players available as a two-way, like Corley was an 81, we could maybe get like an 82 there for next to nothing. Fingers crossed, guys. Will McDavid join the rival team? Gallant there signed. We offered him a lot of money. Olsen signed. Come on. Please. Let's go. Connor McDavid with the Calgary Flames. How do the Oilers lose him? I have no idea, but that's a spicy signing, that's for sure. And so around August here, guys, curious to see what free agents are still available. We have 2.3 million in cap space. Logan Cooley there looking for a contract. Ryan O'Reilly, but he wants 8.9 million. I don't know if you guys saw Voracek there. He's down to a 67 overall, and he wants $5 million bucks. I mean, I understand ratings isn't everything, but 67 overall, $5 million. Are you kidding me? And now this is what I was waiting for, guys. I just sorted by rating, and look at this. Fellow, 83 overall, only wants 800K. Third line checking forward. Decent defensive awareness there, 86. Looks to be kind of just like a really good all-around player. Oh my gosh, 2 years, 3 years, 1.1. Please, 35. Let's just do the 2 year here. I'll do 900K. I'll give him an extra 100K. What a steal there. Have him playing, probably fourth line for us. Svechnikov we could even bring in, but I feel like Fellow should be all we really need for that forward group. Could use a defenseman maybe. Philip Hronek there, 1.85. I guess we did trade away Pesce, so we were going to call up Logan Stanley. We could use Hronek for sure. So let's just give him what he's asking for, 1 year there. And worst case, like I said, we don't get him. We have Stanley instead. And there we go. Hronek did say yes. Hopefully Fellow will say yes, 900K. He does. Wow. So I think that's a couple really good value signings. All right, guys. For now to start next season, I'm going to show you what the lines are looking like. I'm so excited to see how this team's going to do. Check this out. We got Huberdeau, McDavid, and Gensel on the first line in a +5. Lindholm, Crosby, Yamamoto on the second also get a +5. Now, I did want to reunite Yamamoto, McDavid, and have Gensel, Crosby continue playing together, but we do that, it's +2, +5. So unfortunately, blame the chemistry system. We can't have the lines we want. Third line here looks really cool. It's a Young Guns line. Coronado, Geeky, and Lambert. Fourth line there's also solid. Razika, Phillips, and Fellow. Defensively here, even after trading away Brett Pesce, losing Anderson, it's not bad. We got Uyghur Nemec top pair. We got Hronek Hanifin second, with Poirier Kivaharju on the bottom. Kivaharju there has a roll top 6, so he'll be fine. Crazy too, like Anderson was an 84, wanted almost $5 million. Hronek 83 we got for 1.85. So again, that's why choosing where to spend your money is so important. Goaltending wise, Andre's our starter there. Wolf's still backing him up. In terms of the AHL team, guys, they're still stacked. You got Pelche, Huckins, Kupari on the top line, Geeky, Zeri, and Vesline on the second. Beck, Protis, Lavoie on the third. Unfortunately, -1, but oh well. And then Schwinn, Engel, Olsen on the fourth line. I would definitely like to have somebody else other than Huckins first line center, but no one else fits there without getting a minus. I guess we could put Lavoie there, but then we could have -1. So kind of stupid. Protas was there last year, but Huckin's a bit younger. So gonna give him a chance here to grow. Defensively, we got Solin, Thompson on the top pair. He's actually up to a medium top 4 from high top 6, which is kind of cool. Stanley, why not second? And then we got Curry here, one of our medium league defensemen, already a 63. Really good sign of things to come for him. Playing with Ball there on the bottom pair, getting a +2. And then goalies, Blomqvist, Allenfelt. We got 2 82s in the AHL for our goalie tandem. Like, just ridiculous. Also, 2 guys, of course. With Lane Anderson go to free agency, we had to pick a new alternate captain. I think this one's pretty obvious. It's Connor McDavid. How is he not going to wear a letter? Lindholm, no slowing the C. Huberdeau has the other A. Speaking of Edmonton, guys, with McDavid, going to show you our ratings heading into this year. It's going to look so weird. McDavid on the Flames. Look at this. Connor McDavid versus Leon Draisaitl. Are you kidding me? What are our ratings? We have 100 offense. Come on. 91 defense. 89 goaltending. If this team can't win a Stanley Cup, I feel like the sim is just absolutely broken. But you guys will find out next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.